First, may I ask, Mayor, has everybody joined the meeting?
No.
If what?
We can't.
Join is not showing.
Still not?
I don't have
this in charge.
joined.
Hit refresh, it'll come up.
Something's happening. It's working. I don't know. I think it's working. We'll find out.
Should be. Okay, we will do roll call.
She says we're
Chairman Skoog.
here. Present here, something or another.
We're in.
Vice Chairman Nye.
Here.
Board Member Anderson.
Are we not here? I'm in.
Here.
Board Member Grossman.
Still here?
Board Member Mallory.
Yes.
Board Member Whiting.
Yes.
Board Member Rooney.
Yes.
We have a quorum, Chairman.
Good, thank you. Okay, the consent agenda will be read by Rick Anderson.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Oh, I know.
All matters listed under consent agenda are considered to be routine by the district boards and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Item A, approval of April 26 special May 3rd work study 2018 CFD minutes. Item B, Event Center CFD accounts payable. That ends the list.
That's the
Oh,
whole
no.
list there, Rick. Anyone want to pull an item for separate discussion, or do you want to approve it as a whole?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as a whole.
I'll second.
Okay, with a motion and a second, would you set the vote?
Yes.
Cold readings are wrong.
Passes?
Not yet, Mayor. I still need a vote from Miss Mallory.
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't know what
Aye.
happened. I don't know why.
I think Councilmember Anderson would like to read it again.
I'd be happy to.
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, we've got no business for review, comment, and/or action. Councilmember Anderson, you know, read number 4A.
I'd be happy to. Consideration of awarding the contract for the Event Center Sidewalks Rehabilitation Project to the lowest bidder, Brothers Grading Excavating, LLC, for the contract amount of $89,510 and no change.
Thank you for that introduction, Board Member Anderson and the rest of the board. The item you do have before you, I think the board may recall that back in July of 2017, this district board approved a resolution to authorize a sale of bonds for some rehabilitation of the event center. And I will present some items tonight that is part of that rehabilitation. And the one you have before you is for the, I call it the hardscape, which is basically the sidewalk and some of the tree planters, some of the rehabilitation there. So this project was discussed in detail on April 5th to give you some of the dynamics of what was planned. This particular project was sent out for bid for a contractor competitive bid. We did receive bids for refurbishment of the concrete. Basically, there's some sidewalk displacement out there we're going to address either by grinding and or complete replacement. And we did receive contractor bids. And Borders Grading and Excavating was the low bidder at $89,510. And this action is, and it's recommended by staff that we award the sidewalk rehabilitation to Brothers Grading and Excavating. Be happy to answer any questions you may have. The exhibit you do see above you doesn't particularly call it out, but this is various sidewalk replacements around the building itself and along Main Street.
Good. Any questions? We can't see it on our screen, but I guess we can look at it from here. It'd be upside down. Any questions, comments, motions?
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
Okay.
Motion to award the contract for the Event Center Sidewalks Rehabilitation Project to the lowest responsible bidder, Brothers Grading and Excavating, LLC, for the contract amount of $89,510.
I'll second.
We got the motion and a second. Would you set the vote, Diane?
Board Member Rooney?
Yes.
That passes unanimously then, Mayor?
Thank you. Okay, Councilmember Grossman will read number B.
It would be my pleasure. Consideration of awarding the contract for the Event Center parking lot number 2 rehabilitation project to the lowest bidder, Earth Resources Corporation, for bid Schedule B in the amount of $81,020.10, and approve the amendment to the town engineer agreement for Davis and Associates in the amount of $16,340 and no cents.
No sense on this one.
District Board, in similar fashion to the last item, this is one of the rehabilitation items. This is lot number 2, and competitive bids were taken for rehabilitation of that particular parking lot. You can see it in the exhibit as delineated there, which is basically due west of Main Street and south of Florentine, as delineated in the exhibit. So we did take competitive bids, and Earth Resources, a local contractor, is the low bid. It's staff's recommendation to award to them for the amount of $81,020 for the rehabilitation for lot number 2, as you see depicted. Be happy to answer any questions. We did talk about this at the April 5th work study in addition.
We did. Any questions?
How soon will this begin?
Very, very soon. We talked to the contractor. They do have a bandwidth. It'll be done in July or this June, or even at the latest in July, as part of the summer season for what they do. So
Thank you.
very soon, within the next 30, 60 days.
Good. Any other questions? Anyone? Comments? Mike?
Yeah, so there's been no prep on that, even though I've seen something happening over there. I guess it's just the state of condition it is right now. So you haven't had any prep on that lot yet?
No, we haven't. And the contract will start, and as we talked about, rehabilitation will require some regrading of the entire parking lot before the final service is put on.
Good. Other questions, comments, motions, promotions?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to award the contract for the Event Center's parking lot number 2 rehabilitation project to the lowest bidder, Earth Resources Corporation, for bid Schedule B in the amount of $81,020.10, and approve the amendment to the town engineer agreement for Dava and Associates in the amount of $16,340.
Second, anyone?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Would you set the vote?
Yes. That's unanimous, Mayor.
That passes. Norm, go for it. Okay, Jody, you're going to read number C?
You bet. Consideration of awarding the contract for the Event Center parking lots number 3 and number 4 rehabilitation project to Regional Pavement Maintenance under the Mojave contract number 14Y-RPMA-0317 for the contract amount of $43,103.31.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, as Board Member Rooney mentioned, this is the third and final. It's a different type of maintenance treatment for the rehabilitation for lots number 3 and 4. It's basically the asphalt sealing, slurry seal we've talked about in restriping. So this particular project, we're able to utilize the Mojave contract with competitive bidding and realize the best economic price for this particular work. So we're using the Mojave contract through state procurement for this particular lot rehabilitation. It's staff's recommendation to use Mojave contract, which competitively bid for resealing and restriping in the amount of $43,103 to Regional Pavement Maintenance for this particular work. This work will begin after July 1st, coupled with another project, but we're very confident by August 1st that this particular rehabilitation work will take place for these parking lots. Different contractor, different methodology, but very much you saw some of the exhibits I've demonstrated tonight. Looking at the exhibit up above, Main Street will be done through HERF funding, so basically every parking lot and parking area. So different contracts, different contractors all in there at the same time, but done aggregately as a whole. It's important to point out the large lot number 1 was completed in January of 18, that significant rehabilitation. So this will be the culmination of all that particular effort by the end of summer. Every asphaltic lot will have rehabilitation with part of that bond proceeds.
Any questions,
I do.
comments? Marty?
Well, obviously, all 3 lots are going to be being worked on at approximately the same time. What impact will this have on the Prescott Valley Event Center and events that happen in there?
Well, it will have an impact. Obviously, we'll get a copy of the, like we did last winter with the large lot, with even the Northern Arizona Suns were playing, we were able to accommodate them. So this work will be done typically during the week, during the day. So I would imagine most of the lots will accommodate any crowds or events, and we'll make sure we coordinate. It's a very good point. Any events that go on.
Good. Any other questions, comments, motions, commotions? Jody?
I'd like to make a motion
Okay.
to award the contract for the Event Center parking lots 3 and 4 rehabilitation project to Regional Pavement Maintenance under the Mojave contract number 14Y RPMA-0317 for the contract amount of $43,103.31.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Would you set the vote?
Yes.
I almost said Board Member Rooney. Okay. That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you. Norm, you can go to work on
Very
that.
good, Mayor. We're looking forward to it.
Okay, reading the comments from the public, that would be Mary.
Consideration and discussion of general and scheduled comments from the public. Those wishing to address the boards need to request permission in advance. Any such remarks shall be addressed to the boards as a whole and not to any member thereof. Such remarks shall be limited to 5 minutes unless additional time is granted by the chairman.
Okay, no comments? Scott, no comments? Okay, with that, we have one more item, and that's adjournment. Anyone care to make a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
And a second. We have the motion and a second. Will you set the vote?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I did not catch who was the first and the second. Someone was chatting to me. Thank you. Who was second?
Too late to comment.
Let's hope late is over. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
My vote isn't coming up, Mary.
It should be.
Mary.
Oh, there it came. It came.
Board Member Rumi, how would you like to vote?
I would like to vote to adjourn. Thank you.
That's unanimous to adjourn,
Thank
Mayor.
you. Wow. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.